And now let us have a talk between friends, friends in birth, decay, and death. A more true speaking, we call it conversation than a talk. Instructive conversation about the Dhamma, especially Anapanasati Bhavana, and development of the mind to mindfulness on breathing. At first, I have to tell you that I cannot speak English so well that I can express my idea, my thought exactly. My English knowledge is self-learned, self-taught, self-learned. Not complete. Then my knowledge of English is rather clumsy, like a Chinese speaking type. Then you have to estimate what I meant to speak, what I meant to reveal, to express. Now, we want to have a new life. It means that the life of beyond the influence of positivism and negativism. That is the free life, like the name of a Suan Mok, the garden of liberation. To have a free life, we have to have a proper mind, proper body, improve it in a proper way. To have such a proper mind, by means of Anapanasati Bhavana, we can have a proper life. Then we have to learn to practice Anapanasati Bhavana. In reality, we use the breath, the breathing, the breath as a lesson to learn to practice. Now we have the breath in and out all the time, but did not make use of it in the proper way to this purpose. But it makes use of itself all the time. We did not know about this. Now we have to know this. To make use of breathing, the breath, to touch the truth by the mind, not by the brain. In theoretical way, we touch the truth by the brain. Now, in practical way, we will touch the truth by the mind. Then we have to train the mind in the system of Anapanasati Bhavana. We can do this anywhere. You have to know this first. We can do this anywhere. We think to do the practice anywhere. Even in the running fast train, in the bench in the running fast train, with many passengers around us. You have to think this not only in the woods. You have the mind fixed upon the object until you can listen and hear the sound of the breathing. Now no need to find the place here or anywhere. Have in mind as this, not to be anxious of the place. Now we have to prepare the nose, the breathing, the nose. We have a good nose ready to breathe in and out. If not good enough, improve it some way as you can do it by means of little water inside and then flush it out, in and out to have a good nostril. And then we come to have a good posture of sitting. We have a good seat. You have heard that rather difficult for European man to sit in Indian posture. Now we try to have it. Try your best to have it. And the posture of sitting in old tradition, especially in India. We have called it in Pali, Pallang, seat, the Pallang. Means the leg bent in, called Pallang. You try to have it. At first, I'd like you to have an exercise on this first. You will straight your leg. First. Stretch it out. Bend in the left leg and bend in the right leg. The common seat. No need to put another upon the other, only first, this first. Rather easily. And then you can have right leg upon the left leg. We call this as a lotus seat. Lotus seat. But it is not compact at the full scale. We have another seat that is called diamond seat. The same. Have this, and then have this. Cross, you see cross. Very firm, very compact, like a little pyramid of Egypt. Cannot fall, did not fail, cannot be fallen, compact. Even when we are in subconscious, cannot fall. You see, cannot fall. If you have your mind in such manner, cannot fall. Any direction cannot fall. Cross leg, diamond seat, not cross, lotus seat, and common cross only this, not. You choose it to your choice. If you can have a lotus seat or diamond seat and have a compact, then fall. You have a good lotus diamond seat. Now we have to have our eye in correct way. We can have our eye open to prevent the heat. If the eye shut, the heat will arise in it because the air did not touch the eye. We open the eye cooled by the air. The eye will shut by itself, bit by bit. With the mind concentrated, the eye will shut itself by itself. Now we have a half open. Look at the nostril. Try to look at the nose. But cannot see it, but try to look. Even we cannot see it, we try to look at the nostril. Now we have eye in the right way. Now we have a mind, a proper mind, without any limitation, You make a mind free, being in the void, universal void. No Eastern, no Western, no Northern, no Southern. No limitation. The mind in the void. Try to study the meaning of the term silence. Try to experience the meaning of silence. The stillness, calmness, and free freedom. Try to see the meaning of silence as stillness, calmness, and freedom. As you can, only, not in full scale, but try to have it, to experience it. And then we try to check our breathing this way, that way. To study it, and to know it well about the breathing, many aspects, many scale, many degrees. Now we come to the first exercise, or exercise one, we'll call it. Study the long breathing. The long breathing first. And try to have a long breathing. First, it to be long and long at atmosphere, and long some scale, adequate scale, to know the meaning of the term long, not much, atmosphere, to know well about the long, this long, that long. At the same time, we try to study and to knowหยาบในกลางละเอียดว่าอะไรคนที่สันติกรหยาบโคตรกลางมีเดียมละเอียดไฟมีเดียมโคตรsubtle. What is coarse, rough coarse, coarse, rough, breathing, medium, and fine, subtle. Try to know it. What is coarse or rough? What is medium, what is subtle or fine, very fine, to know it first. And three, หยาบกลางละเอียด. At the same time, to study, to understand the feature of it, as usual, in the natural way, what feature it has. At the same time, to know the influence, the effect of it upon the body. When we have a long breathing, what is the effect, what is the influence of the breathing upon our body, the flesh body, and as well in the same time upon the mind itself. When we have a long breathing, what is the influence of breathing upon the mind? Not only upon the body, but upon the mind. When in medium scale, what influence of the breathing upon the mind? And in the fine breathing, what influence of what effect upon the mind? Now we can know that the breath having influence upon both on the body and upon the mind, both. Now we try to know benefit the goodness of long breathing, the long breathing. When we have a long breathing, we can kill or get rid of all the bad temper ถูกไหมเป็นสันติกันอารมณ์ร้ายนะว่าอย่างไรอารมณ์ร้าย
bad temper will bad mood
bad mood bad temper you can get rid of bad temper when we have long breathing you know yourself you try yourself when you have bad temper or any kind you try to have a long breathing long and long get rid of it the usefulness of long breathing. At the same time, good to สุขภาพ hygienic purpose health a good health and we will call it sudden happiness at that time. Suddenly at that time we can have happiness of some kind at that time from the long breathing. Try to know about the usefulness of long breathing in such a way. To know it well about nature of it, every aspect of nature of it, until we can know influence of it upon the body and upon the mind, and then we make use of it in hygienic way, in getting rid of bad temper anywhere, anytime. Even this, he can have much more benefit of the long breathing. Then we call it the study upon the long breathing. Exercise 1. Now we come to exercise 2. At the short breathing in the same way. Short, much, short, medium, short, little. To know the natural nature of the short breathing. What is the influence of it? Or what is the usefulness of it? At the same time to know the cause of short breathing, and medium short breathing, and subtle short breathing. 3 again, as for the long. When we have short breathing, we try to know the influence of it upon the body and upon the mind again, the same way as the exercise 1 on long breathing. Study it in the way of hygienic purpose. Not good. Cannot get rid of bad temper by means of a short breathing. And short breathing will give us a bad temper as in the time we get angry, we get tired. It will be of a short breathing. Well. And we can get rid of bad temper from short breathing by means of long breathing. You can make use of long breathing to cure the problem of a short breathing. When we know well about long and short breathing, we can force it, command it from being short to being long. Then we can know well about nature of short breathing and long breathing. If we wonder, we will have a short breathing sometime. As usual, we make use of a long breathing. Now, exercise 2. We know well about the nature of short breathing. Now we come to exercise 3. The title of this exercise is called Study All Kaya. All Kaya. Directly from Pali term, studying on all Kaya. Kaya means the body, but we have body of breath and body of flesh. You have to know that a Pali term Kaya means a group. The breath is in group. Such body is in group. We call it with the same term as Kaya, means a group. But in English I did not know good equivalent. We call it body. And then we have to have two body of breath, body of flesh. Then we have at least two bodies. All body means all two bodies. Studying on all body. Body of breath and body of flesh. Try to know, to experience it. Now, when we have good breath body, at that time we have a good flesh body. You have to try it, to experience it. Try to have a good long breathing at that time. You will experience you having a good flesh body. Even now, you will experience a good long breathing. That is influence, that having influence to make good flesh body. Try this all the time of this exercise 3. Supposing today you studying, you practicing, training in exercise 3. You will have to do this all the time. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. To know well about the breath body having influence on the flesh body. It will take you many hours to do this. Even the exercise of one to know when about long body, it may take you many hours to know it. Short resting many hours to know it, to experience it. Now very long to know well about the influence of the breath body upon the flesh body. Now we can be a master of flesh body through the breath body. He used the breath body to command the flesh body. Try it. Training this, studying this, using breath body to control, to command flesh body, to have flesh body to our purpose. When we have a long breathing, what influence of flesh body? When we have a medium breathing, what influence upon the body? When we have a short, what influence upon the flesh body? When we have a fine, medium or coarse breathing, what influence upon the flesh body? Now we try to know well now and then to have a breath body arrange, prepare a new manner of flesh body. It is exercise 3 studying on all bodies, the two bodies. English translation of this passage have some mistake. To translate it as a whole body, not correct. To say all body, because the two body, not one body as a whole. The Pali term sabba means all, not whole. A whole means kevala or sakala or kevala. That is a whole. In the Pali, sabba gaya patisangvedi. Know well about all bodies, two bodies, breath body and flesh body. No, you have two bodies, not one body. Breath body, cherish the flesh body. No, it went of both, not one. Now we come to exercise 4. The calming down of conditions of body. Calming down the conditions of the bodies. Patsambayang kaya sankharang, making body to be calm down. Exercise 4. Kaya at the first means the flesh body, and conditioner of the flesh body is the breath body itself. No, we calm down the breath body and calm down the flesh body in the same time as well. What in Pali called calm down the condition of body. In reality, calm down the condition of flesh body through breath body. Use the influence of the calm of a breath body to calm the flesh body. To calm down both flesh system, nervous system, calm down. This is the nature natural law of natural law. If we can calm down the breath body, the flesh body will calm down by means of natural law. We use natural law in the right way, and then we can command the thing that we cannot command it directly. It is indirectly you can calm down by using the natural law. That is, calm down the breath body, and then you can calm down the flesh body. We can calm down the breath body directly, direct way. We cannot calm down the breath body indirect way as this. We have to calm down indirectly by calm down the breath body, and we calm down the flesh body by itself. We calm the object, the concrete object of a meditation. Concrete object, that is the breath itself. The object of meditation can be divided into two: concrete object and direct object, that is the breath itself. Then we can have another object, imaginative object, that we can have it through the concrete object, that is the imaginative object. And then we have two objects, direct concrete object, and then imaginative object. We calm down the two objects, and then the body calm down until the mind will be calm as well. Now we have a method to facilitate our practice. We have it in three steps. Three steps. The step of running after or hunting, and then watching at one place, not running after, and then creating imaginative object at the point of watching. You will have three lessons, three exercise: hunting after the object, the bird, and no hunting, only watching at the one spot, and then raising or creating imaginative object at that spot. Three. At first, run after. Breathing. Supposing the breath as something, as a ball, run in and out through the tube for breathing. And supposing it have a terminal, two terminal, at the nostril and at the navel. ใช่ไหมที่เราจะดูnavel. Only supposing, not the real thing, only supposing, but can experience it as a real thing, as a nostril here. The air touches the nostril. The air touches the nostril to the navel to stop. Supposing only to stop, and then come out, come in, stop, come out. It's real nostril and the navel. But if you are a Negro, the upper lip will read it. Maybe that's at the tip of the upper lip. If you are a Negro, you can use the spot at the starting point. Now you should have the tip of the nostril, the terminal out when we breathing in, the terminal in at the navel. When breathing out, the beginning of it as navel, terminal at the nostril. Between these two points and two spots, the mind chasing it. You know well yourself what is a good term to use. You can say the mind, or mindfulness, our intention that chasing the breath. In reality, we call it mindfulness in natural way. Natural mindfulness can be used as a hunter, hunting the breath in and out, in and out. Now you can command the mind by this way to hunt, that is to fix upon the object, the concrete object, that is the breath itself, the concrete object, and supporting it as a concrete thing, as a ball, running in, running out, running in, running out. The lesson of the hunting after. You make it in the 3 scale. Okay. At a coarse manner, at a medium manner, at a fine manner, running in, running out. At 4 scale, experiencing it as best as you can in running hunter, the first step. Then you come to watching at one spot, conveniently at the starting point, at the nostril, having something as a guard, the watcher at the nostril here. No, will the breath pass in or pass out? No hunting after. Only to watching at one spot. We have a similarly old tradition. The baby in the cradle swing right and left, the nurse sitting in the middle. When the baby not yet sleep, and the nurse has to turn face this side, that side, this side, that side. And when the baby sleep, the nurse no need to turn face this side, that side. Only look at one point. When the cradle comes to that point, the nurse can see the baby safe. It's safe only by watching. Sometimes we compare it as a guard at the gate of the town. The gate was watched by a guard. The guard only to know, to inspect only the one who passed the gate. The guard need not to go with the one who go inside, outside, only to know when they pass the gate, only at the gate. Now at the nostril, okay. We can do this after we succeed in the first step of running after. When succeed in first step of running after, we can do this, watching at the one point. It will take you many hours again to practice this lesson. Now, we come to the third step. raising imaginative object at the spot of watching, supposing at this tip of the nose and the nostril, at that spot. Even raise imaginative object, not a real thing, not a concrete thing, only imaginative thing. Visualizing it, so that the mind can see the object, imaginative object. As a white sphere of any kind, of moon, of sun, of diamond, of dewdrop at the spider web in the morning sun, as it will be. We cannot choose directly. We try to have it appear. Supposing we have a white sphere, white ball at that place. We show it to be shown clear, more clear, more and more. I mean improve the mind, improve the mindfulness, improve the nerve system to cherish the object to our purpose. First, this we call imaginative object. Both the concrete object, but imaginative object can be commanded to be subtle, be calmer and calmer. The object calm, the body, system body calm, the mind calm as well with body. At this step, there are many sub-steps. The charity is shown, and we can command it to change, to be change of form, change of color, change of motion. Supposing we have a white sphere, we can change it to be changed by color, to be green, to be red, and from bigger size to smaller size, from being still to be moved, floating out, floating in. Well words in commanding. Now we are master upon the object, at the same time upon the body and upon the mind, because we can command the object, at the same time we can command the body and command the mind. And that is by means of imaginative object. And it is the main principle of any system of citta bhavana, developing of the mind, of any system, of any aspect, of any period, from in memory and time. We use this system of having a concrete object, an imaginative object, and command it to be calm, calm, calm. Now in Buddhist sphere we have such a lesson, such a practice, such a exercise. Now we can have adequate concentration to be used in practice for the purpose, for the next purpose of the next the next step, until we can see anicca, dukkha, anatta, impermanent and suffering, and not self, not soul. Now we have a efficient mind of efficiency to do the function in studying especially the reality of not self, to get rid of all defilement. Now we call it the first group of four exercise. The first group. Today we will discuss about the first group of four exercise. Studying the nature of long breathing, studying the nature of short breathing, to know well about the two bodies connecting inside of both, and to calm down the condition of the body. This is only the principle that you can touch it by brain only, not by mind, not yet by mind. You have to practice it until you can touch it by mind, not by brain, only by brain, not adequate. It will take you many hours, or many weeks to do this. Someone has to use much time, someone may not much, but it will take some time to study and to know it, and then to practice it. Studying it first to know it, and then to understand it, and then put it into practice and practice it. It will teach us at full scale when we practice it, not only to study it by this way of listening or reasoning. By learning or reasoning not adequate, put it into practice. Even only this, we can have a profit of it, that we can have a sudden happiness at the time we want. We will be able to get rid of bad temper away whenever we want. Only this is worth a while word to practice. To study it, to practice it. Now you will try to imitate. ว่ายังไงคุณ imitate me. Cross leg. Breathing in. At most, as he can, at most long. When out. In. Out. At the same time, you have to adjust it to be more finer. Every time. Not easy for the beginner. Try it now and then, and then you can have a long, smooth breathing in and breathing out. Knowing it well, experiencing it well, of its feature, of its influence, of usefulness of it. From the very beginning, we have got profit from it. And having a short breathing to know it well, what is it? Preserve it in front of it. And to command it. Sometimes we have short breathing to kill some problem, special problem. Experiencing such body which is coming down by means of breath body, of correct manner. Try it all the time to know it well, and not adequate only in one or two trials. Make it many trials. Tonight you will study and put it into practice in such a way we have discussed. From immemorial time, man know this this knowledge of controlling the breathing. Call it in Indian term pranayama. Prana means breath. sometimes means life, because the life and breath is the same thing. Ayama means controlling the prana, called pranayama. From Indonesian Thai, there is some scale at the first step, not full scale as this. Every Indian system of meditation have to use this pranayama practice as a base. The Lord Buddha improved it until we can have this system of Anapanasati. Having the mind fixing on some truth or some fact of truth at every stroke of breathing in and breathing out. Fixing the mind upon the truth or the fact of truth at every stroke of breathing. At first step, the first two steps, at the breathing itself as object. Then change object to this and that, upper and upper. At first, two steps, fixing the mind upon the breathing itself, breathing long and breathing short, as an object, as I have told you. Now begin to control the breath, which is to control the body. To have a calm body, to have the calm mind. The calm mind have efficiency of realizing the truth, the ultimate truth, the final. At the final. The liberation as a final purpose, the liberation, the freedom of life, a new life beyond the influence of positive and negative. When the burn Santikaro will help you to do this, to answer the question, this or that, in this practice, and then you can practice more and more upper to the final purpose. I have only the strength to speak today. Only this. Have to stop conversation. You'll have it as a conversation between friends, friend of birth, friend of decay, friend of death, and friend of all problems of humankind. To get rid of all problems, to have a new life without problems, without burden of life. If you all success in your want. Thank you to be a good listener to my clumsy English. As a Chinese speaking Thai, you see. A Thai speak English. ขอปิดประชุม to close our conversation.